Could be down. It could be down. Okay, that's the last screen. Alright, we're in now. Are we? Yeah. Alright, I think we're back on, guys. I'm sorry about that. Welcome to the internet. Like somebody said in the last time, I'm going to go back to that now. Somebody said that they're having bad weather in some parts of the country. So, let's go back here. It says, okay, she's back up. If you got back out of her channel, she just started another stream. Yeah, we're on part 2. They're missing out on gold. Still in Miami. Deep sea fishing at 4 a.m. Okay. Probably because nothing just says almost immediately. Okay, so I tried to fix the stream, guys, as best I could. And what happened is we've had this before, where the stream will sometimes get split, almost like net split. And as one person pointed out, there is some parts of the country right now that are having some really, really nasty weather. Without a joke. We're talking about some really nasty weather. Wait a second. Is this the one we're writing now? This is the one we're doing now. That's not the one that says we're offline. Huh. Okay, well mine says... Okay, well let's check and see if I can find out what's going on here, guys. Okay. Okay, yeah, it says it's on, but it's... That's weird. So, let me just type a message here. Still working on fixing it. Go eyes. That's weird. So, let me just type a message here. Still working on fixing it. Okay. Go eyes. Okay, so we are back. And, then here we go. So, yeah, we're back. And it turns out that like some people mentioned, that there's crazy weather going on, and it's causing the system to act up. We also are riding shotgun on T-Mobile and Frontier at the same time. That way, there won't be a backup in case one goes down again. That way, it would prevent that from happening. But it could have been something very well at Restream.io as well. The rate is okay. It's not fantastic, but it's not bad. This is multi-text anyway, so... So yeah, it's back. So, as far as we're saying about the Kiwi Farms thing, and I don't know, I think that I don't really see why they exist. They seem like they're very particular about people who post to their site. I'm not even sure exactly what their objectives are of that site. I don't either, but it doesn't matter. It sounds like it's not necessarily a place that you necessarily want to be on. No, you were saying, by the way, about the Reddit. Did you ever get the situation straight out where Reddit, where you were no longer banned? Yeah, I got that taken care of. So, and of course, during this stream, the whole time, the Discorders were able to hear. Yeah, that could be very well be the case, guys. About them being elites. Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising. I think I really... It's just I made a bad person out of them that thought I was going to raise a troll army and ruin her life. Oh, I thought that was what the whole point of Kiwi Farms was. It was to have things to laugh at. I mean, it doesn't sound like that. They exist to draw attention to interesting people. Oh yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't know why that the documentary will indeed help a lot to draw interest in people. And I also think MMD archives, like I said, I think you should definitely diversify. Because there's a lot more than just me out there. For example, you talked about the pull-ins. I'd like to hear about Deidre and her brother talk about their own lives, for example, where they live, what things they like to do. You know, that would be interesting to see. I'd like to see more of stories of the parts of the internet that many people do not know. There's so many people out there on the internet that are unique. And I'm not the only one. And I think if you can begin the process, I said begin, I didn't say you will be able to do it all. That's not going to happen. If you can begin the process of opening the door for awareness to the many, many different people in the world, and there's so many. No two people were the same. Is there anybody out there on Discord? You didn't check this to see if Discord was still working. Good idea. I should check that, shouldn't I? Yeah. It says I am. It says I'm working. My microphone is modulating. Is it? No. Oh, dear. Okay, well, let me hang up and try recalling you back into Discord here. Let's see if that helps any. Authenticating, connecting, voice connected. Okay, now it's modulating. Because all the problems we were having earlier, I figured we might as well check that too, right? Makes sense to me. Okay, so do you want to send a message to that Ralphie guy and ask him if he wants to join in on the chat? Yeah, I'll just send him a message. Okay. Okay. How do you do that? I just did it. This is the beginning of a message. Okay. The message is come join us on the live stream. Okay. There you go. So I just sent a message to Ralphie and I asked him to come join us in the live stream because I figured that it would be good to have more people here. And and I know that's risky. Yeah, because every time you do that, you make the poor computer break out in a hot sweat. Von Man is a rabbit hole with that guy. Have you ever seen Charlie Selenoff? He's a self-proclaimed world boxing champ. He's hilarious. There's a lot. I'm only going to be reacting to a lot of funny and strange clips with Rich. And like I said, your channel should be not just about me. Come on, I'll be honest, guys. I'm boring as hell. After a while, if you're watching me for days and days and days and days and days, it's just not worth it. You guys need to diversify. And I'm not against that. In fact, I even said that in the comments in the last Let's Talk About. Because I wanted to make sure you understood that I still believe. I'm not against that. In fact, I even said that in the comments. Because you guys, your channel has the right to be more than just an adjunct to my channel. Okay. Really. Let me ask you a question at all, but Michelle, if we're going to have this problem on the debate on Wednesday, I hope not. That if MMD Archives, if you're recording the soundtrack on MMD Archives channel, you will have the audio track of the debate. And that audio track, if for some reason the video internet goes pear-shaped, I'm going to probably be looking for a copy of that audio track from you so that I can actually Well, we have a tape recorder here. Why don't you record a copy of it over here too, so that we have a copy of it? That's an idea. Yeah. Yeah, I think we should definitely... How long do you think the debate is going to run for? I don't know. Okay, so you don't know how long it's going to run for, so how much tape do you think you're going to need? Well, we're not going to use actual physical tape. You could, though. Yeah. Except I don't have a tape machine. Oh, okay, so what we probably would do is I'd probably just set up Audacity as like a low grade streaming, just streaming onto the other computer in the other room. Hello? The other computer can't do... Oh, okay. Which... Do you have an account on MMD Archives? No. Do you, But then again, since you have the way... Can you ghost the soundtrack over to the other computer so that we can hear the sound on here and on the other computer? I think so. We'll have to take a look at that. Well, let's see if we can get this working as a backup. Let's see. MMD Archive still taking name ideas. Rich shot down Talking ISH. I liked it. OOTW. But I got where he's coming from. I do close KY show with go. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Or how about the unique people you don't know? That'd be an interesting title. The unique people you don't know. Let's talk about the unique people you do not know. Or, yeah, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. The title you choose, whatever it is you choose, should be a title that is going to get people to want to check it out. That's going to pique some curiosity. If it's a generic title like, let's talk about stupid people, that's not going to sell. But if you say, like I said, let's talk about the unique people you don't even know, it might... The YouTube's fine, this doesn't really work because some of these people actually are not on YouTube, from what I've heard. But you guys, that's between you guys. You guys will figure that out. So, right now, Michelle and I agree that we need to have a backup just in case the sun goes pear-shaped again. I think I have an idea. You can still... Oh, wait, yes, you already set up for it. Stupid me, why didn't I think of that? All you have to do is run the other MPEG encoder. So you're not using that camera right now. Anyway, just point the camera at something static. And then record the video. You know, if this picture just as a street. And then take the soundtrack from that using Audacity, strip out the soundtrack, and there's your backup copy. And you don't even have to recable anything. That would work. No, that would work a lot because the microphones don't even have to change. Exactly. So what we were just discussing was that because of the network problems we had, and that's what for the debate is we want to keep a backup copy of the debate in case the network goes bump in the night. I suggested the R11H30. Originally, MMD Archive suggested it to R11H30 that he should record his side on the Discord server so he can have a copy. We were thinking about doing the same thing to make a copy of the soundtrack over here. So that at least that way, if something goes wrong with the server, we still have at least 2 copies of the soundtrack. And then if worse comes to worse, and we have to put the 2 pieces back together to make a coherent soundtrack, we can do that. It sounds like an idea. It sounds like a better idea than no idea. Right. You still on your vacation? You know, I thought you were, So, any exciting things in here? No, nothing really. The deliberate dumbing down of America. Kirstie Alley reshares RT in this month. Mom, HCN, the deliberate dumbing down of America. Vaccines, Mercury, and Prozac, and a few other hashtags. Kirstie Alley says, if you hit you up right, we launch. Done something on Twitter. Real Donald Trump says House Republicans could easily pass a bill on strong border security, but remember, it still has to pass, and 60 votes. Yeah, we know. Absolutely, it's going to be a problem. That's going to at least be a problem. So they really need at least 10 Democrats to at least agree with them. I'm going to see that one what Kirstie Alley is talking about. Dumbing down of America. It's an article on, let's take a look at this. This is, let's go to this one where this thing is loading. It says here, so far we've been snorkeling, dinner, cruise, deep sea fishing, gator hunt, beach most days, amazing food. Lucky you. When was the last time you and I got a holiday? Been too fucking long. Yeah. So she says, Kirstie Alley says, retweeted Heidi hailing children naturally, deliberately dumbing down of America, vaccines, Mercury, Prozac, GMO, NWO, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, do no harm, health, freedom. And she's also sharing it with the President of the United States and Vice President and First Lady of the U.S. Absolute tie to mass shootings and psychotropic drugs. That's a lot of crap. That's a lot of postings. Though unfortunately, I still would like to see the actual article she represented. Doesn't seem to show it to me. Oh, I'm sure we'll find it. She's retweeting from somebody else. Let's see, what does the other person say? U.S. healthcare is not about health, it's about profit. No kidding. I could have told you that. Well, very interesting. Yeah. So, speaking of holidays, Michelle, I want to go on a holiday. You know what I mean? Yeah, we were supposed to go to Maine to see Miranda, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I was thinking if we can, wouldn't it be nice to go on a cruise? Wouldn't it be nice if we had a couple $100,000 to pay for it? You know I'm serious. I know. Oh, and MMD Archives. Guess what? You thought I wouldn't get in trouble with that music song? Look at this. A copyright claim. Using Content ID claims some material of your video. This is just a heads up. This video title is Live06242018. Copyright whole content is Sia, created by N Groups. So R11H30, if that indeed is your piece of work, I'm going to need you to straighten out the copyright claim. If you're not N Grooves, you're going to have to straighten it out with N Grooves. No, I didn't get a copyright strike. I just got a warning. That's all. You guys, so, turns out that the Sia song was exactly what I said. So, if R11H30 really did write it, then he should be able to give me the go-ahead, give me the copyright license, and we'll be all set. So, there's no actual copyright strike, and there's no takedown notice, but just thought I would let you know that. You think that those copyright police are not doing their job, even if it's non-monetized? Yes, again. Yeah, they're always up to something. And that's the reason why Michele has got to be very careful. As Michele works her channel to become more and more toward the business channel. And that's the reason why Michele has got to be very careful. Yeah, and it sucks. It does suck. He sucks like a vacuum cleaner. Yeah. Yeah, she's sociology, Scientology. Okay, I'll let you take care of it. It just means that once they get AdSense, guess what? You're going to get paid for it because it's technically is your content. No, it just means once the video gets started, eventually he's the one who's going to get paid once I get my 1,000 subscribers and a total of 240,000 minutes. That's what it means, but I'm not going to make a red cent off it. Honestly, it wasn't that great anyway, a video, but it was okay. Jason, the Snow King was here earlier, and unfortunately, that's in part 1. Well, I don't really understand much about Scientology anyway. I know a little bit about it, but I don't really understand exactly how it works. You talking about me getting Kirstie Alley on my channel? I don't even know how to begin to actually get her to watch my channel. See, maybe MMD Archives might now be able to reach out to her to manage to get Kirstie Alley to show up. She's on Twitter, by the way. R11H30 might even be able to reach her. Ask Kirstie Alley if she ever wants to join this live stream sometime. That'd be really fun. Really fun. Well, I'm not, as far as what R11 said about the license, I'm not sweating it. All you have to do is, if it's, I'm not going to dispute it. Like I said, you could just go ahead and confirm with YouTube that permission was given. That's all you have to do. Yes, Kirstie Alley is part of the Church of Scientology. I don't know anything about the Church of Scientology to determine who's crazy or not. Trust me, I know a lot of people can be pretty strange when it comes to their faith systems. So it's their faith systems. It's what they believe in. Some people believe, for example, in the that there's some magical being in the space, and he's actually has the power to control the universe and all destiny of mankind. Would you believe that? And some even say that his son has died on the cross for your sins and rose from the dead. Wow, that's even more nuts. Sarcasm much? Yeah. Well, it's true. When you think about it, though, a lot of people think that way. Well, you gotta admit, that does sound kind of different when you put it in that way of a scoffer. And, yeah, definitely a lot of people don't think. I actually wanted to meet Kirstie Alley. I remember when I was watching her on the Jenny Craig commercials. And I saw her when she was on Big Fat Actress. And I saw her when she was on Cheers. And I always kind of wanted to talk to her. She always sounded kind of interesting. And I never got a chance to. Maybe because I'm not sure exactly how to actually talk to her. and actually find out how to reach out to her and say, hey, Kirsty, would you ever like to show up on my live stream sometime? She always seems so busy, no matter what I do. Let's be honest, Michelle. Compared to her, you're nothing. Don't deny that. Unfortunately, I don't deny that. After all, I'm not even. I mean, I'm not even in the same league as her. Yeah, you wish you were, though. Yeah, you do. I mean, it would be funny if Kirstie Alley one time said to me, hey, you know what? Hey, your channel's kind of small, but why not? I'll give it a drop in. Better than no fucking channel at all. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, actually, mankind science has found ways to begin the process of weather manipulation outside the sorcery. One of the tools that they were using was HARP. And of course, cloud seeding is not new. That's been around for a while. So people do, science is always realize that if they can control the weather, they can really change things. So let's talk about something regarding this. Nothing specifically weather, but since we got some time to kill, let's talk about the globalists. Why would anybody want to honestly control the world's population? Because you know why I say that? Some people just, that's a lot of people. What is it, like something like 7.5? No, it's like, how many people are in the world right now? I forgot. Plenty. Yeah, plenty. Alright. So you want to sit there behind some shiny desk somewhere, and you want to determine the fate of, say, 9 billion people, just to throw a number out, okay? So you want to tell them where they're supposed to live, what they're supposed to eat, what they're supposed to drink, where they're supposed to shit, where they're supposed to piss, how much money they can make, how much that's not kind of like something that an anal retentive person would do. Why would you want to have that kind of control? Yeah. Ski-doos and wind sailing. He's talking about jet skis. Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. No. But seriously, why would you want to have the control? Why would you want to have that kind of control over every single person in the world? What's the point of George Soros? And we all know George Soros is one of those people that wants that kind of control. Why would somebody want that kind of control in the first place? It just doesn't make sense. Whoa, that's very interesting, Beaver Time, considering I never was in Scientology. Very true. Michelle never was involved in Scientology. So, back to my original question. Can anybody answer the question? Why would a globalist want to control everybody's life? I'd still like to hear your opinions on that. Why would someone want to have to sit there to do all that? They're trying to manipulate the lives of billions of people. It just boggles the mind. I mean, for some people, just trying to just juggle a family is time up. Well, I don't really know enough about Scientology to call it that. I'll just say that there's a lot of religious systems that, when you look at them in detail, that are unique, and people would think the same of. So, but what do you think about this? What do you think about the Church of Soros? Church of Soros. David Times says, plural, non-globalist, a person who advocates the interpretation or planning of economic and foreign policy relations, events, and developments throughout the world. Okay, fine. Here's the question. Why would you want to do that? What is it do you get by doing that, Beaver Time? That's the question. So I'm trying to kind of fill in some airtime here. Okay, why would you want to sit there and do all that work? It seems like such a waste of time to do that to people. Why would you want to sit there and do that? That's what I'm asking. Why does the government want to control us? Money. Money! Okay, taxes. Taxes. But we already know that because the government makes money through taxes. So what else would be a reason they would want to do that? There has to be more than one reason. Because they want to be assholes? That's not an answer. I mean, there's just some people that are just like that. It's like George Soros and his NGOs. He's pushing that. But why does he want to do this? What is he going to gain by it? Okay, I've heard that. Yeah, well, you're not the only one throwing rubber bands at the sky. Trust me. But once the world is all supposedly equal, if he's trying to create a Karl Marx type of concept of communism, which George Soros come from Hungary, and Hungarians were in the communist rule for years, I think one of the leaders was later executed. It was arrested, something from Hungarian communist leader. But anyway, it's like the system doesn't work for the power. But here's the question. In this example, if everybody, according to the idea of bringing everybody to the same economic level, then technically there would be no person in power because he'd be just as powerless as everybody else is. Yeah, but a dictator doesn't try to tell everybody else that they say is I'm better than you, so go suck my eggs. They don't go out there and say, no, guess what? I'm just as poor as you, so I'm just as fucked as you, so that means that I'm basically gonna be have no more power than you. Yeah, but the world isn't. No. Absolutely, it is not. If everything was equal, we'd all be equally poor, hungry, frustrated, destitute, and feel that we wouldn't be able to achieve any kind of successful means to an end. We'd all be living in a yurt somewhere. Yep, living in a yurt in the middle of Alaska, or for that matter, anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's Alaska or some other tundra. You're not going to basically, the point is that if you're basically saying everybody's going to be equal, that means that nobody is going to benefit. There's going to be no reason for any kind of ability to improve your life. Because it'll be like, what's the fucking point? Everybody's going to be the same. Everybody's going to be the same. Exactly. You're not going to have... That doesn't make any sense. It says Martin. I know. How you doing? We're talking about your friend George Soros. Woo. I don't think Martin sees George Soros as his friend. I don't think he does either, but I meant that as a sarcastic way. We're talking about... Yeah, but like I said, there's got to be times when it's. I mean, that makes you question: why do people crave power? I mean, I still think about that. I mean, I want to enjoy some of the things, but I don't want to seriously control, say, for example, the lives of everybody else. Just because you have Asperger's, you can't really think of it that way. You don't. I understand that, Michelle. You don't have the ability to understand that because you don't think that way. Yeah, well, you're talking about food. Tonight it's going to be a frozen pizza. Yummy. 4 cheese. Yummy. That's not bad, I guess. I don't. I don't like George Soros, by the way. Not only is he a left wing, but he's also behind the extreme right wing Nazi religious. Okay, very interesting point. Yet, doesn't George Soros also want to support the concepts of communism, Karl Marx? I mean, it sounds to me like if he supports the idea that everybody's going to be equal and that there's going to be total government control, similar to one under the Soviet communist system originally, and the same thing with the situation in China. I know that you talked about socialism. I know that you said that you found socialism has some interesting things. Yeah, I can see that to a point. But like let me say, I don't have the addictive power thing in me. You kind of do. You look at your channel, Michelle. If you basically saw your channel go so major viral like Logan Paul or Jake Paul's channel, I got a feeling this channel would be really different in a way that would not be positive. Well, yeah, obviously, because it has nothing to do with patriotism. His situation has nothing to do with patriotism. He doesn't want He doesn't want individual countries to have patriotic people. No, not George Soros. Yeah, well, like I said, if this channel ever got as big as Logan Paul or Jake Paul's channels, this channel probably would be very different. No doubt about that. Come on, what has he got? Something like 5-6 million people subscribing to his channel. I mean, he makes a 6-figure a year American dollar salary on his YouTube channel. And then he does something stupid and goes over into the forest of Japan and into a suicide forest and laughs at a dead body hanging on a tree. Martin says, Google the political system that are very patriotic and against outside influence. Soros is working very hard against Cuba for many years. So are we. If you look at how much we had all that embargo against Cuba since 1962, since the time of the Sandinistas, I mean, we were trying to always kind of push Cuba to overthrow Fidel Castro for years. So, I mean, well, then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, now how do you think? Let's put the shoe on the other foot for a minute, okay? Let's say George Soros got his wish. Of course, you can bet it's what YouTube screwed us out of AdSense, and all of us small fries. It actually had a lot to do, not so much specifically to do with Jake and Logan Paul, but had to do with what they call bad actors. The bad actors are talking about people who create YouTube channels by copying the videos of other YouTube channels, to then reach the 10,000 minutes lifetime, and then basically then they get advertising, and then they go ahead and they make slam ads and take ads and suck ads, and all the hardworking people that originally made the content basically don't get paid crap. That was why Susan Wojcicki did that. But here's the thing. I think if they were to say is, if you're on YouTube all the years that I was on the YouTube Partner Program, I would say is that if you've been on the Partner Program for 6-7 years, I would say you get to keep your status, you get to keep your monetization, but all new people have to earn those credits, just like they were doing. They already said the problem was they already originally had too many people already in the program applying for applications, and they couldn't keep up. Now they just they quadrupled the traffic load for their processing of applications. But anyway, here's the thing. Now imagine Logan and Jake Paul, if they basically found out their channels were basically, they went from rich to poor. Let's say their channel, say Susan and Jicky said to them, okay, well, I'm saying is that George Soros, for example, which has influenced a lot of Google, he's not going to want to see people like Logan Paul and Jake Paul make a fortune, because he doesn't want people to be well-to-do. His whole system is to cause us to be as equal to the migrants that we're trying to keep an eye on. Okay? Which means, and the same thing with YouTube, which is part of Alphabet, which Google also is part of. It's not, I'd love to see how Logan Paul would react if he found out that somebody decided that even his channel would be demonetized. I bet he'd be screaming. He was for a while after that forest thing. For a while. Try permanently. The Union of the Democratic Forces in Bulgaria. Oh, what was that? Yeah, there you go. The Union of Democratic Forces in Bulgaria, quote, funded directly by Soros, Rockefeller, as well as the CIA, KGB, was directly responsible for taking down the democratically elected government of Bulgaria in 1997 of the Bulgarian Socialist Party. The Bulgarian Socialist Party was actually more conservative. Okay. So that's, again, this is one of the reasons why I said, is what exactly is George Soros trying to do? Is he wants to supposedly make everybody have basically the same everything, the same limited income, the same ability to growth, which is none, the same, very much like Lenin was trying to do with the Communist Party after the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917. Same thing, 1918. Actually, it was 1918. I think it was 1918. 1918. Right? The Red Revolution in Russia. That was the same thing Lenin was trying to do. Okay? That is to basically make everybody equal, the proletariat, everybody. Yeah, some say a lot of them were. But the truth is not saying if you're right wing, left wing, up wing, down wing, right angle wing, left angle wing, whatever, okay? It's not so much what side you are, liberal or Democrat or conservative or Republican, it doesn't matter. It's just that there's a whole agenda that just doesn't make a lot of sense. That's what I'm trying to get at. It just doesn't make any sense. All the money that George Soros is spending, he's spending a lot of his estate money. Where is he getting it from? Does he sell books? I don't know where he's getting it from. I don't know. Maybe people are paying into his NGOs. He partially paid for and financed Antifa. He also put money towards Acorn. We'll have to see what happens. There are some conservative parties that are in line with the agenda, and there's a rare left-winger that's against the globalism. Well, I think it's one thing that the countries themselves should make a decision. Make a referendum of the people. The people should choose. That's what I believe. But George Soros doesn't even want that. That's why he's been working with the people of the United Nations. So through Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. It's not because he's trying to make, it better for everybody. For those of you who don't know about Agenda 21 and Agenda 30, they want everybody to basically be just as powerless, equal to the point where you can't have an air conditioner in the United States. The birdcage. I don't know much about the birdcage. But I do know this, is that Michelle's going to rewind her head. Let me think. Oh, yeah. You were saying, okay, yeah. I mean, the Agenda 21 basically was to control populations, and they were trying to tell us, for example, in the First World War that we shouldn't have air conditioning, and that we shouldn't have refrigerators, and that we should be as poor as the third world countries. And that's what they were doing with the global migrants, is that they wanted to basically make us poor. They did that really successfully under Angela Merkel in Germany, because they basically got the migrants overrunning Germany. And the same thing with France. You think Macron wants to change in France? Fuck no. It's stupid. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. But that's just what it is. Well, I hope that you're still going to be watching the actual the debate. We'll have to see how that works. I hope everybody comes to that. R11830 is keeping a recorded audio copy. And I'm going to keep a recorded audio copy on this side. That way, if something goes wrong with the debate, we have two soundtracks that we can go ahead and re-glue together if there's net split. And then we'll be able to hear the soundtrack as it originally was made. We have the left-wing resistance. I know that in America, though, he is funding the left wing, just saying in other countries Soros does fund the right wing, and we have the left-wing resistance to Soros. Yeah, but, okay, what does he himself gain by doing this? What does he himself gain by doing this activity? He's not going to get richer. He's spending money he has. I don't even know how he got his money. I don't care how he got his money. He could have been, I don't know. Maybe he's selling popsicles to the sheiks in the desert. I don't know. The point here is what does he himself going to gain by this? Okay? He's an old guy. I mean, he's an old guy. He's not a young person. He was around at the time of World War II. He ratted on his Jewish brothers his Jewish friends. He basically pretended he was not a Jew to avoid being sent to the Nazi death camps. He basically brown-nosed the SS. What the hell does he do? What kind of a person would do that to his own people and see them die in the concentration camps? You tell me that's a nice person? Oh, no, he's, of course, oh my God, I forgot how old he is now, but 40, 60, yeah, he's like 80 years old, I think. 80 years old, jeez. He could easily have been a grandfather right now. Maybe he is. Wonder what his grandkids think. I know he has a son. I think he has a son. I think he does. Well, what does his whole family think about this? I don't know. But I know one thing: if I was him, I'd be embarrassed to hell and upset, and very, very, very upset that I did something stupid like that. Yeah. Yes, I know. And just like the other two, it's not going to go well for them. Thanks to Donald Trump, it's not going to go well for them. They are going to find out that the United States is going to be the most difficult country for them to manipulate. For good reason. He says here, like in Bulgaria, where you have your considered citizens or European development of Bulgaria that is totally EU Agenda 21, and the Bulgarian Socialist Party left wing resists EU deep state. Plus, Cuban. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the EU is a good program anyway. Because I think the European Union is a giant. I think it's a mistake. I think the European Union is a mistake. It was based in the League of Nations. It basically is a mistake. It's not even, especially when they get as big as they are. If you look at the 13 stars on the EU's flag, the 13 initial countries originally of the United Nations, of the League of Nations. Okay, the most idea was that the countries themselves would be self-governing. Oh, that ain't the case anymore. Oh, no, not anymore. And that's the whole problem. Bulgarian system on the left, system deep state. Well, to be honest, started out as a good idea, but it went totally nuts. Okay. Okay, so it's okay with me. If that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. But the point is, European Union right now is teetering on collapse because so many countries now want to get the hell out of it. And, by the way, speaking of get the hell out of it, did you know that even though the referendum is on the ballot in California to split into several states, do you know that there's a question about how many states to split California into after the November ballot? If they just decide there should be 3 states or 6 states. That's another situation that even the EU is running into with the Brexit, the Frexit, the Itexit, a few other countries that want to get the hell out of the EU. It's the same problem. Once you got the major players leaving the European Union, it's going to fall apart like a deck of cards. Did I hear about the Europe on 2 scale scandal? No. But I think I can kind of get an idea how it started out. So give me a quick 411 on the 2 scale scandal. Well, sorry it wasn't exactly exciting, guys, but I'm actually getting a little curious. So why don't we just kind of get ready to wrap this up, Martin? I'll give you another 10-15 minutes and we can talk about it. And then that'll be about, let's make it a nice even number. Let's make it 9:30. 9:30. Okay, so we'll talk into 9:30 about the European Union, Brexit, Itexit, Frexit, and briefly we'll also discuss California and the California referendum vote show up on the ballot about splitting California into as few as 3 states and to as many as 6. Which I think is pretty interesting if I can think about. It's about food, basically the same food products being sold in the Western Europe are being sold very low quality in Eastern Europe, like Terrible quality, huge double stand. Oh, okay, I see. Well, who was the one who set up the food regulations in the first place? Aren't they supposed to be consistent among all the countries? The same food products being sold in Western Europe are being sold at very local in Eastern Europe. I thought the companies were all regulated by the European Union, that the food had to be consistent quality across the board. I'm surprised to hear that. But then again, maybe I'm not. Maybe they thought that maybe they couldn't get the top dollar prices that they would need to get Eastern Europe the quality of food that they wanted to give them. I would never settle for less. What do you mean? I mean, if you're going to spend... I mean, well, think of them. Before you say anymore, think for a second, okay? Here's what it means in plain English for those Americans that do not understand. That's saying, for example, like, if you are a United States citizen, and for this conversion, and you're east of the Mississippi, and you want to order, say, a frozen pizza, they're saying that east of the Mississippi, your pizza can be a substandard quality, but the same pizza to be sold on the west side of the Mississippi River has to be of high quality, using high quality ingredients, only from western Mississippi farms. So, well, that's the part that's kind of stupid, because I thought the whole point of the European Union was all the participating countries would be consistent. Also, the European Union label Eastern Europe and the Orthodox faith is its biggest enemy. Well, la-di-da. No, it's not surprising. It's the same thing as the way that so many of the Eastern European Union are not going to tolerate any ideas what's going on with the Western European, especially with the godless faith systems they developed. Right. That would be like if, in the case if you're living in, say, east of the Mississippi, that'd be like your pizza contains fake mozzarella cheese. Ugh. Yeah, that sounds disgusting. Subgrade pepperoni. Yuck. Well, you go on west of the Mississippi, your pizza contains pure milk from California cows and high-grade pork pepperoni pieces. We're even talking about different foods. We're talking about the exact same products, which makes it even more shocking. Exactly. I understand what you're saying. I got that. But, okay. So how are you going to fix that problem? Because, as I said, I thought the European Union had consistent rules of what was to be consistent. And it sounds to me like the European Union does not have consistent rules about what foods should be manufactured and sold and distributed between East and Western Europe, and that sounds kind of surprising. Exactly. But you know dang well that normally Kit Kats ain't exactly the best food stuff example. But I accept your example anyway. It's like if you buy DiGiorno pizza on the West Coast, as I said, you got real cheese, real high-grade pork, and real pepper, real green, high-quality vegetables. Right? In the East Coast, it would be like it's mediocre mozzarella cheese, substandard pork, and the vegetables are of poor quality. That would suck. You'd really think about that. And of course, in the case of the EU, it's not like you can go ahead and mail order a high quality pizza from from Western Europe, because even if you could, it's gonna cost you more because of duties and taxes and everything else. 300,000 a month. Yeah. 300,000 a month? What the hell do they do with a salary of $300,000 a month? Really? That's nuts. I'm like, I guess the same is true with American politicians. What the fuck do you do with that money that you get every year from your increases that you vote on? I'm sure that they do the same thing to you, right? Oh, we need a raise. Okay, let's vote on it. All say favor, say aye. It's 100% unanimous. Whoa, no it's not. We have hit 6 days. Oh, I'm sorry. We still outbeat you. Nah. Well, it's the same thing. Like, what the heck? Why are they doing that? But, okay. Well, I already know that. Okay, still, even if it is $300,000 a year, I mean, that's still, and that's a little more competitive. No, it's not, because you actually realize that, what is that in euros? It's almost close to what it is in American dollars. I think the euro is I think it's a euro is 1.5 times more than the US dollar. No, it's not. It's almost close to the same. But the point is it's still 300,000 euros or dollars is still freaking a lot of money a year. I mean, still, what do you do with all that money? They sit on their fat ass, and they are fat. Some of them are really fat. And they just talk their asses all day. No, because sometimes, I'll be honest, and this is an ass-be talking, sometimes change scares people, so they don't want to vote for change because they're afraid of change. That's why so many people don't vote for change. And the ones that do want to accept the change, sometimes even they kind of wonder if what they voted for really is necessarily better than what they had before. It's true. Still, I wonder how many other people are on here right now. I have no idea. Majority of the audience has pretty much went home, so I was gonna check that, but unfortunately this thing is slow today. Let's see. Only me and him. Okay, that's fine. Right. You can bet people are watching the reruns. They're gonna watch the reruns, yeah. My mom, voted. My mom votes in Bulgarian embassy here in the elections. They allow voting for Bulgarian residents abroad, but Bulgarians don't want change. They are scared to vote for the Bulgarian Socialist Party and the change they offer because the... Okay. So what they're afraid of is that this party is going to potentially bring them back into the days of communism. Well, I can understand that. You got people in other countries that feel the same way, even in the United States. You got people that think it's better to basically leave things well enough alone, let things just everything cruise on autopilot, and don't try to force change, positive or negative. Well, like I said, I can understand that. That's why so many of the people in the United States keep voting for the Democrats. The same reason. They don't want change. They don't want change they can believe in. Well, that was a crappy excuse for a slogan from Barack Obama. Change you can believe in. Yeah, right. What kind of change? There was no change. It was the same old bullshit you already had the first time. Welcome to the urban ghetto. Yeah. You don't get ahead when you're living in the urban ghetto. So you vote for a Democrat that supposedly promises you change and no change happens. And then you vote for a Republican that says, what the hell do you got to lose? And he wins. And yet all the Democrats are sitting there going, oh, he's bad, he's evil, he's nasty, He's a rich asshole. He's got money to burn. And so what? He's doing a better job than Barack Obama did, and Bill Clinton, or even Jimmy Carter, for God's sakes. You know, he actually, Jimmy Carter tried to do the right thing, but again, same problem. In fact, Jimmy Carter has actually endorsed Donald Trump. So, because Donald Trump is not of the system. That's the reason why, like he said, well, for me, what the hell do you got to lose? The truth was, we had nothing to lose. We had much to gain if he really seriously could keep his promise. And he's doing that. But 1989 voted for democracy, like they said, but they are at least they evolve. Right. And I know the same is true with the Soviet Union. I don't know. Vladimir Putin, I don't think, wants to destroy democracy in Russia, but I think he definitely does not want to play by none of these George Soros political cloak and dagger games either. So, you know, it's gonna see what happens. It's just, I hope to God that some common sense comes out of it. I hope to God that the globalists basically don't even get a chance to succeed in their plans. I think we need to do everything we can to basically ruin their parade. We gotta make sure that the globalists don't get a chance to fuck us over without the Vaseline, and that's no joke. But we also, I'll be honest, this is a global thing. We gotta make sure whoever leaders we choose are capable of actually making that happen. And that's a really important piece of the whole puzzle. If you got a guy that has a good idea, but he doesn't know how to implement it, that's not going to help you. I remember in the case of 1976 when Jimmy Carter won the presidency, one of the things that he had a hard time dealing with was how is he supposed to deal with the increase of inflation. He was book smart. He had the brains. The problem was, well, he didn't know how to take the ideas and turn them into a reality. But that didn't make him a bad person. It just meant that he didn't know how to take the concept and turn it into something that's action. And that's not unusual. It's not exactly much of a and I can understand that. I understand it because I'm kind of similar. If you actually said to me, "Well, Michele, it's nice you take a straight game, but now make it happen," and the next thing you know, I had to kind of deadpan and go, I'm not really sure how to make it happen, but give me some time. I'll think about it. In the case of Jimmy Carter, he didn't have time to make it happen because he had situations going on with OPEC and going on with Iran prisoners and all the other shit that was going on at the same time when Iran, was it Iran or was it Iraq? No, it was Iran hostage scandal. He had to deal with that. He had what was going on with the Middle East war between Israel and Egypt. He had to deal with all these issues, and a home economy that was crashing. I mean, the prices of the pumps were ridiculous. So like I said, he's got smarts, but unfortunately, if you can't take those smart ideas and turn them into action, you're screwed. Period. A lot of Bulgarians still in love Tudor Zakhenkov. Although he was a communist, he was very friendly and anti-globalist. All Bulgarians were paid the same, and he built factories all over the country. Everybody had jobs and strong military to stay safe. Over 150 jets. How safe in EU is Bulgaria now with 2 jets? You're sitting ducks. No kidding. The same thing with Fidel Castro. And now Raul, his brother. Cuba is self-sufficient, self-reliant island itself is very reliant on its own resources, partially because of our embargo and trade sanctions against Fidel Castro in 1962. We have basically told them that they had to be self-reliant. Same thing in Iran. We keep doing these things with sanctions, and basically some countries manage to succeed and others crumble. Yes. Speaking of Cuba. I know. Like I said, I know about the situation with Trump in Cuba. And I know about Obama in Cuba. And I know that some people would like us to normalize relations with Cuba and bring open discussion between the two publicly. And some people are saying is, we don't want to. Obama tried to talk peace, but his best peace talks were nothing more than an attempt to get at their banks to join the World Bank. Exactly! That sounds exactly like Michele was thinking about. In other words, he wasn't thinking about, oh, you know what? You should be your own country. No, he didn't want that. But what about Donald Trump? He's not exactly pushing them. Donald Trump, I think as far as Cuba goes, I think he kind of had that was a hint, but I think he wants to go with a different route. I don't really know what Donald Trump's plan is for Cuba. I think Donald Trump will come around. I think right now, Donald Trump is a little nervous about trying to allow total free flow of ideas and people from both countries, I think. But he'll come around, I'm sure, once he finds a policy that will work for Cuba. Look what he's doing with North Korea. That's a start. That's a hell of a big start. Something that no one has been able to do since the Korean War was to get the two to agree the process of repairing their fences and to achieve the goal of peace. Well, yeah, I think that's possible too. As the President of the United States, he has access to information that you and I do not know. And I think that as long as Kim Jong-un is willing to continue to work with South Korea President, it's enough that he might just get the Nobel Peace Prize possibly for 2019, because the 2018 nominations part has already happened. So he might get the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019. Well, I think right now is originally when the United States supported Israel back in 1945, there was a lot of ideas that we wanted to support Israel because we feel Israel would be important for Israelis to return to their homeland. Yeah, because Benjamin Netanyahu is a saber rattler. I don't know why he, well, I haven't really been keeping up too much with the Middle East. I keep up with some of it, But I kind of get lost between this, the different levels. It doesn't surprise me. And guess where Israel stands? They stand between not just them, but the Palestinians in the south, the Syrians in the north, Iran, Iraq, in the southeast. They are surrounded by little enemies. Yes, I know about that. I think it's stupid to tear down houses. Why don't you fucking just leave them alone and just... Well, the problem is that's... Yeah, the disputed territories. Houses. Maybe the houses that they tore down, maybe they didn't like the Palestinian construction codes. Or they didn't feel secure enough. Well, I think Benjamin Netanyahu has to go. Benjamin Netanyahu is gotta go. He's definitely a rebel rouser. He's definitely a troublemaker. He managed to convince Donald Trump that Iran was not living up to their end of the deal. That may be true, but I don't know if Iran was living up to the end of the nuclear deal. But even before we talked to Benjamin Netanyahu, he thought the deal itself, the way it was written, was kind of bad. But anyway, the point is that no matter how you look at it, I think we're going to have to see a whole new way of looking at the problems of the world. And I say right now, as long as you got two sides, those that are support free national sovereignty and those that are anti-sovereignty, you also realize that there's another level we didn't cover briefly, and I'm only going to touch on it briefly because that's a whole nother live stream, and that is the issue of those that support the divine plan set down, explained by St. John the Divine in the book of Revelation, and those that support the book, the plan that is set up by the beast of the people, which is the Satan. There's a war going on between those forces as well as what's going on Earth. Militaries and his best friend who worked at the Bulgarian embassy of Iraq, and he says Iraq was totally peaceful and safe back then. Though maybe that's true. It may very well have been about oil, because even Donald Trump said it was about the oil. We should have taken the oil. So maybe that's what is true. Because originally Saddam Hussein would try to annex Kuwait, so we would have an easy way to transport his oil through the Kuwait Straits of Kuwait, which obviously wasn't a good idea. We managed to get him to basically change his mind after we basically we launched a blockade against him with a lot of military might. But we never actually finished the deal of seizing the oil fields, and then of course we ended up destabilizing the country even more so. And that's where the people there of ISIS came from. In part was because we partially gave them the resources to create ISIS. It was, well, I know that. But no, it has nothing to do with bin Laden. It had to do with Saddam Hussein, that we didn't want Saddam Hussein to basically develop any more stronger and terrorizing his own people and potentially going after people of Kuwait again. And he originally was also had the charge of being threatening to do the same thing all over again. That's why we were able to go back in there through the United Nations sanctions and say, we gotta basically stop this guy from even trying to take control back and destroy more people by seizing more land. You think Israel is far away from him? No, it's not a possibility. Osama bin Laden is a whole different story, but Osama bin Laden, we spent all that money in Iraq and Afghanistan, which is actually, we spent lots and lots of money and lives in Afghanistan. And what did we get out in the end? We didn't get a goddamn thing. We just ended up with a lot of dead people. Right, because Osama bin Laden, they said he had chemical weapons of destruction. I think they also said the same thing also in some part about Saddam Hussein as well, in part. Not so much about the chemical weapons of mass destruction of Saddam Hussein, but it certainly was brought up, both countries. So yeah, I think it had something to do with oil. I think oil is a major reason. The black gold. Alright guys, I think it's time for me to get ready to wrap this up. So, let's go ahead and see if the video can give me a quick snapshot here of my face. Yes, I can. Yay. Okay. Okay, so I want to thank you for watching this, guys, and it's time for me to get ready to take a restroom break, and we'll see you guys for the debate on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Until that time, stay out of trouble, guys. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.